This is the last presentation of today, and after we will have short musical performance with two of my students. My story started 2005 with the children with autism. One of my friends said to me, "Can you come to the school and just play guitar for them?" I said, "Okay, I will try," but I didn't know anything about autism. I had no one in my family or relatives before. I tried trying to do music with them, and one of child, I affected from him so much because I was playing guitar, maybe one lesson, 40 minutes. He didn't care about me. He just turned to me and sit in a corner of the room and waited. He didn't do anything. I thought that maybe he didn't like me, or maybe he didn't like my music, but end of the lesson, he started to sing all songs what I played in the lesson. And I was shocked, how can he do like a computer? He recorded all my music and he started to sing. After that time I started to read what is autism, how can they behave, what should I do with them, and I spoke to my supervisor while I was writing my master thesis. He said to me, "You can do something with them," and I wrote my master thesis with the children with autism and the music. After that period, I continued my study about autism, and I will say more things just a little later. In Turkey, as far as I know, always the numbers are changeable, but 350,000 people, especially children, they have autism. So nearly 1 million people with the families affected from autism. In Turkey, the government gives just 12 hours special education as a free to the children with autism and the other disabilities also. After, if you have money, you can support and you can have private lessons. As far as we know, the education is really so important, and not just 12 hours in a month, maybe should be at least 120 hours. So also there are some schools just for the special needs children, especially autism. They can continue that schools, but it's not enough. I know a lot of my students also are waiting for these schools because there is capacity, and if you have more students, they can just say, wait maybe 1 year, 2 years after your child can come and teach with us. So also there is inclusive education in Turkey. Generally, lots of my students continue this type of schools with the other students, and also in their teacher and students and families should be always contact and study with together, but unfortunately it's not always like this. The child goes to school, but maybe wait one day just sitting in the class. This is not education for me. And also the family social life not so good. Before our musical group, I observed and I spoke a lot of families. They said to me that we are just sitting at home, we don't have any activity, we are afraid, my child is afraid to go out. They were like this, and they were just sitting at home. Especially children with autism, if they like music, I try what kind of musical ability they have. I can check their ear, the musical ear, of course, the absolute pitch. It means perfect ear. They can hear when I push one button of the piano. They can say the name of the note, do or re, without seeing. This is good ability, but of course not enough. They have lots of good abilities. We should use that abilities in their social life. Like this, the abilities can be better and better. Until 2013, I always have practiced one-by-one lesson with the children. Okay, they were so good, one-by-one lessons. They were happy, but after 1 hour, they were again alone. So I wanted to ask myself, what should I do for them? Because just sitting at home or the school 1 hour and play music is not enough. It was not enough. I asked some of my families, and please bring your child, and I want to do something with them, not by one. So all together, what can we do? I just wanted to try, like a choir and orchestra. My students, they were good at music, but they couldn't perform music just one by one. So private lesson was not enough, what I said before. They were alone. They had lots of socialization problems. They didn't have self-confidence. They were afraid for maybe millions of things. Music was not enough also just solving the problems. So in 2030, I asked also myself, how can I collect students and form autism orchestra and choir? When can I teach them? I had lots of questions in my brain. How can I manage them? Who will help me? It was so hard, maybe if I am alone and 10 students, how can I coordinate them? I was asking myself, but of course, you should start somewhere. In 2013, I asked some of my friends and colleagues, can you help me because I want to start something with the children with autism as a choir and orchestra. And İzmir Autism Association supported me, and they say to the families, because they should trust me, who am I? They didn't know me. The people maybe they were afraid to send their children to me. And Autism Association helped me, and they also spoke to families and please bring your child to the choir. We will try a new group. So it was free, and volunteer teachers will be there. And we found place in one association opened and gave us one room. Every week, nearly 2 hours, we had practice. We started 2013 April with the 4 students, the first week. And everybody was a volunteer. Also some families helped me at that time. Nowadays we are 12 teachers. Always the teachers are changeable. Some music teachers and university students and some volunteer fathers and some of them the mothers. After 2 or 3 years, in 2015, I think, we are nearly 40 students, 40 participants with autism and Asperger. One of our students is blind and autistic. We have 4 students who continues to universities. 5 of our students goes to high school of the music high school. And we have also primary, middle school and high school students. Our average of age 21, and the smallest students 11 years old and oldest one 35 years old. In our repertoire we have nearly 80 songs. I check the songs, sometimes I change the songs, especially after the concert. I also observe the people who, if they like one song and who can participate in this song more, we can choose. Also I ask the families which songs your child likes. So we tried a lot of songs, and nowadays just 80 songs we have, and we can choose the songs. If we go to university, we can choose some rock songs and the other popular songs, and if we go another place, we can change as a concept. Generally, we have Turkish folk songs and pop songs, and also the English, Russian, Hungarian, French, and Kazakh songs. If we visit one country, we try to learn the national anthems and some popular songs. And I always write the numbers of the songs. When we start to perform the music, I say, for example, for these songs, number 11, they open the 11 and suddenly we can start the songs. We have 4 music faculty students. One of them is with me and the other one, the high school students. We will have performance after my presentation. I wanted to show their pictures. This is good for us, especially for the families who has the children with autism, especially their child is maybe 5 years old, 6 years old. They can see the examples. Yes, my child also can go to university. If you give good education, if you support them, they can be successful. And some of them will be the teacher diploma after the university. Also, 6 students, the high school, musical high school students. One of them, Doğa, Tırpan, Doğa also is here now. They are here for the musical performance, and the other students. Until now, we had 170 concerts in Turkey and some countries, and Hungary, Austria, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan. Totally we had 170 concerts. After this concert, they have more self-confidence. This was the most important thing for me. And they don't have any money also for us. After 170 concerts, we also have more self-confidence. When I was a student at the university exam, especially the piano exam, the guitar exam, I was also excited on the stage. But after this concert, not just my students, also we have more self-confidence. This was so good. I can always see and speak to families. We have some concerts. For example, the last photo, they were like a doctor. Because we went to one congress, about a medical congress, and all of my students, they asked someone to white dress. As you see, looks like all of them as a doctor, and we choose some songs about medicine, about doctor, so they also like this. And we have a lot of school concerts, especially primary school, middle school, because we also have a lot of students who goes to primary school and middle schools. And the other children can see our students, and they can see that yes, autistic students also can be successful and can do the music and everything. And we want to show this, especially awareness, because the other children, they don't want to accept to my students, but if they see on the stage, also everybody is changing their ideas, and also the teachers, not just students, because in Turkey some of teachers, they don't know autism, and if they have children with autism, they don't care, or they don't know what to do. So this type of concert is really important for me and for the others. We also go to some festivals and university concerts. Some photos about our concerts. We also have cooperation with the universities and university students. Our volunteer teachers sometimes comes from the universities. We also have some workshops at the universities. Also we have concerts with the university students. As you see, who plays the guitar, they are university students. They will be a special education teacher. While I was teaching them at the university, we practiced guitar. And with my choir, we had altogether a concert. So it was a good message for everyone. In 2017, we started the new group. Its name is IZOT Junior. we have nearly 20 students there, and the smallest one 3 years old, and the oldest one 11 years old. Every Friday we have practice with them. Generally they are non-verbal students, but slowly I can observe that they can speak and they try to speak and they try to sing a song. Generally I play guitar with them and I sing because I know now they don't speak maybe, but after 5 years they will say all my songs. I'm sure it will be like this. That's why I know they don't speak now, but I play guitar and they are listening to me. And also we have some dance activities, some musical games with them. Also a lot of volunteer students, university students comes and support because I cannot do alone. They are so energetic and someone should help us. Sometimes their mothers also helps us. Until now, in 10 concerts we had with the IZOT Junior, especially 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I can invite them in the other big group concerts, and they have musical performance, maybe 10 minutes, but it's enough. After slowly it will be maybe 1 hour. Especially after IZOT, they learned that how to be a friends, because they were alone. And now they have 40 friends. This is so important for everyone, especially for the families. They are so happy. They can travel by bus, by plane. Some of them, they were afraid of traveling before, but now they like so much because we are a so big family and they are happy. They want to travel and go to some concert with us. They know how to behave on the stage. Some of my students, they were crying on the stage and they were jumping on the stage. They can stop the concert and go to toilet, something like this, but after day by day or year by year, they learned how to behave and they can come as a professional. If you look at them, if you don't know they have autism, maybe you don't understand that they have autism. This is so good things for us. And they know how to play musical instruments with the choir, because you should wait. You are not alone. You are 40 musicians on the stage. You should wait yourself and the others. If you don't wait, this is not choir and orchestra. You can play just one by one. This is important. Also, if they start to wait on the stage, sometimes we have concert 2 hours on the stage. 2 hours is so much for the children. They try to wait 2 hours, and I ask their families in their social life, especially schools. Also, they started to wait at the schools. They don't have so much problems. They know how to wait, where to wait, and how to sing all together. You can see some photos, and they have really so good friendship. Especially the first photo is so sensitive and important for me. And Berrakcay, one of the tallest students, he doesn't speak. He tried to play rhythm. And the other one, the smaller one, the toprak, he plays drum. And he's trying to help him. Just look, it's so effective for me. What's the benefits of the IZOT? Their rating tolerance increased. The first concert was just 30 minutes. Nowadays, our concerts sometimes more than 2 hours. They have more self-confidence. They have more prestige in their schools, because their friends also check where they go, what to do, and in their school, the other students realize our students, how talented they are. And they have more and more friends in their schools. Some of them, they have girlfriend and boyfriend. This type of things also we have. It's so good for me. Before, I didn't see this type of anything. What I have in my life, also they have in their life. This is so good for everyone. But of course, our numbers is different. Of course, generally 80% we have boys, and our girls just 20%. So this balance never will be the same. also the families is so important. What's the benefits of IZOT for the families? Families also, they are not alone. They can have 40 friends, especially while we are practicing, the mothers can sit and they drink tea, coffee, and they can speak. They are not alone. They ask themselves a lot of questions. Some students for 35 years old, and some of our students 11 years old. They can speak each other and they can ask some problems. What should I do? Blah blah, a lot of things. Families realize that how talented child they have. Also, they didn't know before their child. I see. They can share their problems with the others, and they have more social life. We can travel, we can have we can see different states, different countries, a lot of people. They start to have happiness feeling, and also they started to proud of their children. This is the most important thing for me. Our future aims. We want to be Ministry of Culture, Orchestra and Choir. In April, we were in Ankara, our capital city, and we spoke our Ministry of Culture. I also said to him, I also spoke to Prime Minister 2 years ago, and we want to be an autism government, autism orchestra and choir, because in our Ministry of Culture we have different kind of choir and the dance group. Why not autism choir? Maybe it will be the first of the world. I will try for this. I hope next time, if we can be together, I can say good news to you. We want to be an example for the future choirs, because I can practice with 40 students, but it's not enough, because there are a lot of autistic children in Turkey also and in other countries. I hope we can give good motivation to teachers and also for the families. And more choir and the orchestra will come. We want to educate more music teachers. This is really important, because the music teachers, they want to help or they want to do something with the children with autism, but they don't know. They are afraid, how can I reach them, how can I teach them, blah blah. I hope we will also open a department, not just music teachers, music teacher and special education teacher. It will be the multidisciplinary department. I hope I will try for this. And when one student finish the university, they will have music teacher and special education teacher. It's all together program. Also, we want to open autism research center within the universities. This is really important. I hope one day we will do this. We have some news on the newspapers. And I want to speak to all my students. They are here now. Before the concert, I want to introduce them to you. Doğa Tırpan, she's sitting there. Doğa. She was born in Izmir in year 2000. She was diagnosed autism in 3 years old. She started to play piano 11 years old. She studied now the İmran Baradan High School in Music Department in İzmir. I hope next year Doğa also will be the university students. We will do more practice for 1 year. She won 2 awards in Young Talent Music Competition in Istanbul. And she plays piano in IZOT since 2016. She was invited to Aktau Special Needs Children Festival in Kazakhstan in 2018, and we had 4 concerts in Kazakhstan also. They are here for us, for performing some musical performance. We will see Doğa's piano performance also. And Özge, some of them they know Özge, Özge Çeltik. She was born in 1998 in İzmir. She was diagnosed autism in 2.5 years old. She started to sing when she was a child. Nearly 10 years ago, first time we met, and I was affected so much from her voice Some of them, maybe they heard Doa's voice the first night dinner. She finished Manisa Steve Pinehart High School Music Department in 2017, and last year she started the university. She is one of our students from university student. Now she's in Manisa Celtik University Music Faculty student. The first year finished. After 3 years, she will finish the university, I hope. She's a chorist of IZOT since 2018. And our contact, you can check our webpage and ask some questions, and you can see our videos and what can we do. We contact. You can save the numbers. Thank you so much.
Dr. Berrakcay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now Doğa will play piano for us. Doğa, piyano parçanı çalar mısın? Now Doğa will play one more song. perform one more Turkish song. Adını anmayacağım. Thank you so much. I hope next time you will see all of our choir, what I showed on the video. I hope next time we will be it all together. Thank you so much.
They want a photo with Shattock and Pantelis.
Well, first of all, on behalf of the guests, I'd like to thank you most sincerely for that fabulous show. It was absolutely tremendous. I wasn't expecting anything as professional as that. It's great that people with problems can come together and use their particular talents in this way. We have a band in our service as well, and they did well, and now they've left us and become professional, a semi-professional band of people with autism performing in this way and making a living that way. There's a lot that people with autism have to offer. You listen to the rhythms, you listen to the words that some of the people write as well, which would never occur to the rest of us. So anyway, thank you so much for that.